Welcome to the unedited raw footage of Arachne. What you're about to see is all of the glory of the Arachne podcast without any of the editing and manages to include all of the bloopers and stupid things that we say that doesn't actually manage to make it to the main part of the show. Thanks for checking out our channel and enjoying any ramblings while you're painting or need to be distracted. We appreciate everything you guys do when you consume our content and all the little things we just make. And all I have to say is thanks for listening, Arachnids. So hey, stop me if you've ever. So hey, stop me! Don't say anything. Okay, Butterball.
I'll
All right, here we
stop
go.
you.
So hey, stop me if you've heard this one. If you ever get locked out of your house, make sure you talk to your lock calmly, because communication is key. I don't know why that would really tickle me. Yeah, it didn't even get a peep out of you.
No, that one.
It's so bad. Oh my god, it's terrible.
Oh my goodness.
Oh gosh. Hello, Arachnids. It's me. It's your host, D to the D, Dr. D, reaching out through the supervision-free source of infinity facing. And today I am joined by my usual partner in crime. His name's Mike. Hi, Mike.
Hey everybody, it's me, a soup.
Oh my god, it's a soupy boy. He's over here. You know what the soup is made of, Mike?
Pasta vajol.
Sure. Bless you. It's made of water.
Oh.
Guess where there's a lot of water?
Soup.
Oh my god, you got it. Dude,
Yes.
You got it first try. Good
First
guess.
try.
Oh no, dude. Oh wait a minute. Oh wait, my script says we're talking about Varuna today.
Oh, Varuna.
Oh shit, we messed it up again. oh crap.
Uh,
Anyway, well, I guess since we're here talking about Varuna, or maybe soup by extension, do you think Varuna might just be a giant planet made of soup?
yeah, I basically planets are just giant spheres of soup.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Wow, okay. Arachne is part of the Professional Casual Network. If you would like to support the network in whatever we are talking about right now, you can go to our Patreon or purchase some hot swag at streamlabs.com, Professional Casual Network 1. I personally am sponsored by Monument Hobbies. I use their paints a lot. It's definitely gotten to the point where I might have an addiction. So make sure you get yourself a productive addiction that you can stop whenever you want by going to Monument Hobbies and using the code Professional Casual to get yourself a swanky discount and directly help out Arachne, which is pretty rad. Baron of Dice makes some of the coolest dice in the biz. We just got some of their new Blood and Plunder dice that I think are super neat looking. Thanks to Mike, who went to Nova and picked us up, and he got them blessed.
I did.
Which is great.
Yeah, you got blessed by Philippe. I also got some new Infinity dice, even though I didn't need them. I got a nice matte black finish with a gold inlay for the numbers. They look swanky as heck.
Yeah, they're pretty fancy looking. And do you think that I, as just a random passerby, if I were to walk by the Baron of Dice booth, would he bless my dice?
He blesses all dice for people that come up and need a blessing at conventions. He is a very he's a good ruler.
He's a benevolent god.
very
If I've ever seen
benevolent
one.
ruler.
So if you walk up to him and say Arachne, he won't give you anything, but he might laugh, which would be funny. But you can use the code Arachne at the website, and then you'll get 5% discount, which is pretty cool too. And of course, we can't forget our sponsor, Mr. Laser at mrlaser.square.site. So I think we're just going to go straight into the meat and potatoes of this podcast. We're talking about Varuna. So because due to high demand, people really liked our lore episodes, and this one has kind of been slowly cooking under the surface for quite a while, and then Varuna got taken out of the game when they did the new edition, N5. So it kind of like made it weird where we didn't want to do the episode because they weren't out technically, but they're now, as of time of recording, they're coming back, I think, because they just announced that they're bringing back a bunch of the old sectorials.
Yeah.
I think Varuna was one they announced.
It was.
Yeah, so Varuna's coming back. So we will talk about their profiles at the end of the episode like we do in our normal lore episodes, knowing that they might change.
So most of the profiles you can still find in vanilla or across with other sectorials. Gutier was saying that a lot of the factions that were discontinued going into N5, he tried to make it so a good chunk of those profiles were already updated. So when they do bring them back, it was going to be a lot less time intensive event so he'd be able to bring them back sooner as soon as they got the green light on his end.
Sweet. So there you go. You got that to look forward to. If that's the case, then the things we bring up today more than likely will hold true at least for some time. But who knows? If they're going to redo the faction, sort of, I guess if they're going to bring the sectorial back, they might change some things. Who knows? If that'd be as good a time as any to change some things. But anyway, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna talk about the planet. We're gonna talk about some of the lore. The very big overarching view of it is that Varuna was one of the very first planets that was colonized by the human sphere, and it was colonized by Pan-Oceania, which we will get into obviously, and it was also the first planet where they found intelligent alien life forms when they found the Helots. And depending on your opinion of that, just knows that it did prove to the human sphere that there is stuff in space that is able to think, even though it might just be a fish man, an as the corpse belly people like to call him. No. We have gotten all of this lore from either the Human Sphere website, the RPG books, which are fantastic. If you are even remotely interested in the lore, I highly recommend that you
Super
buy.
good.
They are very, very good books. I really love the lore segments in them. I like the game as well. The Infinity RPG is very enjoyable. It's a little clunky when it comes to the equipment, I found, which makes it a little bit obtuse compared to some of Modiphius's other games. But if you really like that kind of crunch to it in the equipment part, I think you would really, really like the game. So big recommendation from Dr. D. I really like it. I have run it a few times. It's fun if you got a good group for it. But the settings of the planets and the motherships and all that stuff is always really enticing. So if you're even remotely interested in the lore for Infinity, highly recommend you get the lore books. They are fantastic, and you help support Modifius and you help support CB. And if we want more lore for Infinity, we obviously gotta we gotta pass along the shilling. And yeah, just keep that in mind. So first thing we're going to talk about, what is Varuna? It's a giant blue ball floating around in space. Varuna enjoys a warmer climate than Earth. Owing in part to the high humidity and natural buildup of vapors in the atmosphere, inhabitants of Varuna are no strangers to sweat when working, but the temperature is exceptionally well suited to relaxation for most of the year. The average summer temperature is between 25 Celsius and 33 Celsius and is capable of climbing into the high 30s and low 40s on rare occasions. Across the rest of the year, there is little deviation. As a big dumb stupid American, I have no idea. I have no idea what 25 Celsius is in Fahrenheit. I'm gonna look it up right now.
It's
It
like
is 77
yeah.
degrees Fahrenheit. So that's actually a pretty pleasant. At least 25 Celsius is pretty pleasant. So you figure on average it ranges from 75 to 91 degrees. As a Floridian that escaped the boiling pot that is Florida, yeah, that's uncomfortable to me. I would not want to. I would not want to go to Varuna. You will not find Dr. D there with my skin. How about you, Mike? Do you like living on a sweat ball?
I mean, it's basically like a tropical island resort.
Yep.
It's littered with archipelagos and just small islands that they've turned into resorts.
Yep.
So
And they've even built resorts not on the land, which we'll get into because they have actual floating cities. So essentially, it's a city that's also like sort of a boat, which is like a really cool, interesting idea. I will say, Varuna has always been one of my favorite planets, just because I've just always really liked the idea of the snake eaters and all that stuff. So I think it's a really cool planet, and as someone who I guess kind of lived in that climate, I can sort of like kind of visualize and feel as we talk about these things. I'm like, oh god, I can feel the sweat on my back. Ugh, disgusting. But the way I look at it is, it's kind of like if the Caribbean was a planet. That's kind of how I
yeah, like
visualize
St.
what it's
Lucia's
like.
area.
Yeah. So yeah, just kind of keep that in the back of your mind. So the colonization of Varuna represented a unique challenge to the first settlers. It was the fourth system found with the exoplanet that could sustain human life, and Pan-Oceania had developed a template for colonizing a new world, but on Varuna, that template simply did not apply. A primarily oceanic world lacking large continents, it was also the first planet where humanity discovered semi-intelligent native life. They were called the Helots. So as Pano showed up here, they realized quickly that there wasn't really a lot of land because it is mostly a water-based planet. Now, in my head, I kind of visualize, if anybody here has played World of Warcraft, I think it was the Cataclysm expansion where there's one where you like go out into like the middle of the ocean and you like have you can breathe water or whatever. There's a whole
Oh,
thing. I don't know if it. Yeah, there's gonna be some people are gonna. I forget what it was called, but there was a an entire segment of the game where you ran around in the bottom of the ocean and rode seahorses and stuff. It was pretty rad. I really enjoyed it. I thought the novelty of it was really cool. But in that segment of Azeroth, the area had like a few small islands, and if you like stand on the island, just look out into the distances, there's just like nothing but ocean. And I bet in real life that would probably drive somebody sort of crazy. It's kind of insane, just because of the fact that there's just limitless distance of nothing, just blue. So that's kind of an interesting visual. At least I think it is. I don't know about you, Mike. You don't find anything interesting.
Actually, I find it extremely interesting.
Oh wow,
Yeah, that
dude,
that's
Mike. You,
this is the one thing that piques my interest. Hundred
whoa,
percent.
oh dude, that's so rad. I'm glad we could find it together. So the depths of the open sea vary greatly. Beyond the and okay, I apologize. A lot of the words that are going to come up, I believe, are Polynesian. I think are the first people that colonized the planet. It's going to come up later. So I think the words are Polynesian based. I am not Polynesian. I'm about as white as snow. So if I say something um, incorrectly, don't come at me. Just I'm doing my best. So please,
Yeah.
please, please.
Especially don't email him telling him how bad he is at pronouncing these words.
Yeah, I would hate that, and I would definitely not reply and laugh at my own stupidity. So the depths of the open sea vary greatly beyond the Sisolu, which
So,
means
yeah.
waters, are the Kusolu, which is the deep waters. These include the sphere's deepest known underwater points. The oh Ohif.
Omega.
Is that what that's supposed to
I
be?
think that's like the Omega little sign, right?
Okay, so I think that might be the yeah, that might be the Omega letter. The Omega Halpin reaches deep reaches 20,000 below the surface, while the Hampka Plateau at 12,000 meters below is the site of some of Pan-Oceania's military complex's most advanced, top secret research facilities.
Ooh.
Pan-Oceania's colonization efforts have included building a number of artificial islands or artificially expanded natural islands, both of which are referred to as Thalassa by the Helots. Also of note are the Varunian atolls and lily pads. Atolls are ring-shaped formations of probala, a kind of floating coral. Most probala formations are small, no wider than 2 meters across, but the oldest such formations can extend up to 3 meters thick and hundreds of meters across, supporting entire microbiospheres. Lily pads are matted, flat, the floating masses of the seaweed called catalpiec. Nailed it. Up to 500 meters across. Lily pads can be found drifting with the current throughout the tropics. Due to the lack of land masses to aid in cloud formation, the climate is extremely humid, between 90 and 100%. Oh my God,
That's
on
nothing.
any given day. Yeah. It's I bet that feels just absolutely wonderful. This also means that spacecraft entering the atmosphere trigger rainstorms. You can tell a spaceport on the horizon from the constant swirl of dark clouds in the sky above it.
Hmm.
From inside the ship, the sudden lashing rain as you come in to land gives first-time visitors quite the wrong impression of the weather they can expect. So when I was doing a RPG, I had the players go to Varuna, and one of the clues for the mystery that I had going on was that there was rain going on this island, and that was a part of it. Was the hook was that there was clearly somebody landing on this island, and they were trying to like figure out where it was, and because the planet not only is it an ocean, it is a clear skied ocean unless you're near a spaceport, which is kind of crazy because you have no protection from the sun. That sounds awful.
But just go
Awful,
under the
awful, awful,
water.
awful. Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, if you go
Yeah.
underwater, the sun can't get to you.
Yeah, everyone
There's too
knows
much
that.
water in the way. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
It sounds
yeah,
like
yeah.
a
I knew that.
this sounds like a aquarium person's like dream right
Like
there.
wet dream. Yeah,
You
for
got a
sure.
coral microsystem that microbiome that expands hundreds of yards and all that.
Yep. And
Everything you
then
want.
literally giant floating pads of seaweed
Yeah.
that you could probably walk on.
Probably sleep on you. Like treat it like a hammock.
Listen, I'm a taken man, Mike. I can't be sleeping with lily pads. Okay,
Where are you taken
please.
to? Liam Neeson coming?
Down to the ball game. Oh, okay. So the demographics and culture of the planet. The original settlers of Varuna hailed largely from Kerala, Tamil Nadu, Polynesia, and the Malay archipelago. After their expertise had tamed the planet to some extent, they were followed not long by a large influx of Australians, mate. Varuna is no stranger to potential disasters during the raising. Well, I guess we could actually talk about that. So yeah, when you talk about the lore of Varuna, you'll notice that a lot of the stuff is Australian, because I believe Australians might be the largest demographic, but they were not the first, if that makes
No, they
sense.
waited for someone else to really set up base, and then they came in to outnumber everyone else.
Classic Australians,
Yeah,
geez,
that's what
doing
they're
it all
known
the time.
for, I think.
That's what they're known for.
I think.
Yeah, I don't
His,
know a lot about stuff on the other side of the
historically
planet.
speaking, in that universe, I have no idea.
Historically speaking. Oh God. Varuna is no stranger to potential disasters during the rainy season. While violent storm surges and hurricanes are a rare occurrence because of the fact that they can't form clouds and stuff like that, previous storms have prompted the Varunan people to be ready to ensure the safety of any clientele. Varunans pride themselves on the structural durability of their towns and cities, as well as the ironclad solidity of their disaster reaction plans. Fatalities and structural damage due to natural events are universally low because of this culture of preparation, and community relief from the effects of storms is quick and efficient. To the average Varunan, these events are just another part of life. It is a common joke among the hospitality workers of Varuna's coasts that the storm season is simply the last and most violent guest of the tourism year. Oh, what a funny joke.
People die,
People die, Mike.
and they're
Uh,
laughing
so,
about it. Oh man.
so the idea is the employees that work on the planet, Varuna is almost completely driven by tourism. So they have to make sure that their clientele is happy because of the fact that if people don't come to your planet, spend money, they don't really have anything that they can give away or sell. There is some mining on Varuna, which I believe comes up later, but the majority of the things that happen on that planet are very much just being a vacation destination for the rest of the human
Just
sphere.
being so beautiful and profiteering off of it. Yeah.
Indeed. So crime is surprisingly rampant on Varuna, though it is more accurate to say Varuna suffers from crimes imported from other worlds. Kind of paying off of what I just said. Crimes committed by locals tend to be petty, possession of illicit substances, and minor cases of theft, and Varuna is mostly free of major crimes. However, tourists from other worlds tend to bring more dangerous criminal activities with them. Drug trafficking is a major problem in particular, many dangerous substances being brought in by the crime syndicates from other worlds. Varuna's reputation as a party world means that drugs are sold easily in such environments. The Varuna government does its best to keep a leash on the influx of dangerous banned substances. Crimes of passion are incredibly common as well. Cheating husbands and wives retreat to Varuna seeking an affair only to be followed by their spouse and violently confronted. In other cases, powerful business people are hunted down by those they have wronged and made to pay. Regardless of the circumstances, Varuna's police are left to deal with such each mess as the people of the human sphere drag their dramatic baggage to the doorstep of the planet. Because of these problems, Varuna has a very well equipped police force as well as a surprisingly large private investigation scene. These two forces work together to try and stop these crimes from happening preemptively, or at least getting to the bottom of them at a fast and orderly pace. Better to sweep the issues under the rug as fast as possible and let Varuna's guests live in paradise go on. Due to the minor nature of crime on Varuna, the standing police force is rather small but well trained and equipped, with a focus on de escalation as opposed to outright law enforcement. Uniforms are rare in the force, those whose only identification is their badge and equipment. This is to allow them to blend in and give Varuna a freer feel. This has led to the locals calling the police deputy bouncers. I imagine Miami Vice, where the guy is running around in like a Hawaiian shirt. It just has like a little badge on.
This actually reminds me a lot of Ibiza. Uh, when I went there this summer, I took a
Mhm.
tour, and the tour guide was saying, yeah, basically everyone just comes in and they do massive amounts of drugs, and then they're addicted to drugs, and then they stay here because it's cheaper to get the drugs here. And then when they eventually go home, now they're addicted to drugs that they can't afford back in their country, and it's just too expensive for them. It's just sad.
That is sad.
I was like, oh, Bruna.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
And you gotta love the fact that the crime of passions thing, because I can see it. Uh, a businessman like just taking his mistress, getting on an orbital, and like just like going to Varuna for a vacation, just getting confronted by their wife. So that's another hook, though. If you
Yeah.
were interested at all in doing a like an RPG set on Varuna, you could do the private investigation thing because I guarantee you there'd be a lot of. I think my husband's cheating on me, and I think he went to Varuna.
Of
So
all,
I think that'd be a really cool hook
of all the lily pads, you had to show up on this one.
on this one. There ain't enough room on this lily pad for the two of us. Your lady's mine.
Also, I was hoping they were gonna have piracy with like ships and everything.
Well, actually, it's funny. I think that is addressed later with some of the notes I took, but I think the Snake Eaters wouldn't necessarily really let that happen, because Varuna has one of the strongest military presences on it in like any planet in the human sphere. And this is also where the cutter was made, which we'll get to later. But the cutter was made on Varuna because it's a fishy tag.
Yeah,
It's supposed to be
it
a
knows how to
fish.
swim, unlike the
Sure
Jotun,
does.
which only sinks.
What an idiot! I bet he lives on a mountain like a
Too,
big dummy.
too heavy, buddy.
All right, so let's talk about the Helots. The Helots, who were, by the way, Helot, just to kind of preface it, it was essentially like I think it was like a slave class specifically for the Spartans. I want to say off the top. I just know that off the top of my head,
Okay.
by the way. Yeah, nobody pay attention to me. I'm gonna look it up just to be safe. A member of class of serf in ancient Sparta, immediate in status between slaves and citizens. Yeah, they weren't like quite slaves, but they were not. They were laborers essentially, I guess. So I think in the way Spartan society worked, there was the helots, and then there were like the warriors, were like the people above it. So like the helots were supposed to kind of like serve the warrior class. I think
Um,
is kind of
were
what
the
the
were
general
the
gist of that
Helots
was.
like the aristocrats?
No, the helots were the they were like the day
Okay.
laborers.
I'm just going off as 300 because you had like
Yeah,
you had all the soldiers that with 300 leave, and then there was the aristocrats that stayed behind. They were.
no, those are just jerks, I guess. I don't
Oh,
know.
okay.
They were the reason because they had to celebrate their little holiday or whatever. That's why
Yeah.
they couldn't. Him and his 300 bodyguards were just going for a walk or whatever. What a great movie. Anyway, so the Helots. So just think about the meaning of the word Helot when you start thinking about this. Helots who refer to themselves as the Omn, which I believe is Spanish for fish.
Om nom
I think.
nom.
No, that might be pescado. I think it might be pescado. What is What does mean?
Um.
Can mean different things depending on the context. It's a Latin prefix meaning all or universal, like omnipresent,
They are
an
one.
abbreviation for every night in medical prescriptions. Yeah, I know I'd seen that before. And the three-letter ISO code for the country of Oman.
Oh, that's where it is. Yep.
Yeah, that's where I've seen it. Yeah, I remember Oman.
They're big Oman fans.
Classic, classic Oman. Yeah, what can I say? So helots, who refer to themselves as are an amphibious species, roughly humanoid in shape, with a long muscular tail that they use for locomotion in the water, and long spindly limbs that end in six-digit grasping extremities with black retractable claws. Their skin is an iridescent blue-gray. They have wide, flat-faced heads with two bulbous eyes. Their skulls do not completely encase their brains, which instead bulge out of the back of their heads and are protected with a huge, muscled, flexible mantle. Similar muscular tissues fill their chest cavity, protecting their internal organs from the pressures of the deep ocean and assisting with respiration. The iridescent quality of their skin is caused by pigment proteins that are used to reinforce their body language underwater. So that's going to come up in a second, but these guys actually communicate by having different colored skin, and you can tell the mood of a helot based on what color they are, which I think is a really cool call to
Mood
just the fact that
rings.
they're kind of like mood rings, they're walking mood rings, and the idea that fish are more shiny because in the ocean it's obviously a lot harder to see things. If and that having that shininess to it helps you kind of distinguish between stuff in the water. Obviously, this species lives in the water, so that was probably you know what's the word I'm looking for, like a evolutionary advantage, shall we
Yeah.
say? I like the helots personally, but
I think they're super cool too. I
I wish I wish they got a little bit more attention in the game, but it makes sense that they're only in like one sectorial.
yeah, you had the renegade or
Yeah, the libertos,
the libertos was
which I think libertos is in the notes, so that is going to come up later. It'll actually kind of explain where they come from because I know most people don't know anything about the lore when they play the game. They're just like, oh yeah, I can use libertos in like a faction where to me it didn't make any sense because I think it
yeah,
was libertos could be used in
every faction
it was
because
like
it
Aleph, I think.
was it was an
No,
ITS.
they weren't no 12 and they weren't obviously they weren't in Pano, but they weren't no
Yeah.
12 specifically.
Mm.
I remember
But
that.
they're from Varuna. I know you're gonna ask where they're from.
Libertos?
Yeah, yeah, they're from
Yeah, they
Varuna.
are. They're all from Varuna. Oh my gosh. Did you read my mind?
I read your notes.
Oh gosh, darn it! I spoiled the ending. Oh no. So the pressure personalities, the extreme changes in biochemistry and anatomy that helots experience in response to variations in pressure also manifest in their behavior. In general, the closer to the surface a helot comes, the more aggressive, hot-tempered, and impulsive they become. And the deeper into the ocean they go, the more placid, calm, and thoughtful they become. One thing the Pan-Oceanians immediately noted was that the helots are awful workers on any depth. In the depths, they are lazy, and on the surface, they lack focus. Once the source of the helot schizophrenia was identified, however, Pan-Oceanian scientists created pressure suits that would stabilize their personalities. They had the immense benefit of turning them into industrious workers at any depth, creating a sizable labor force for their colonization effort. Unsurprisingly, however, these pressure suits have proven controversial. Many of the helot who choose to wear them speak highly of them, claiming that they grant a clarity of thought that they seemed to lack at any depth. Their critics, however, claim that these helots have been blinded by their oppressors. Lombardo's terrorist group, in particular, has made a point of targeting the suits, which have been stolen in large numbers, smashed to pieces, and then pulled up like blocks in a pyramid in public places. My God, what has science done?
I just want to know what color told them that they were against the suits, and what color told them they were with the suits.
I don't know. Maybe did I actually include the color thing? No, I guess I didn't actually include the color thing. Yeah, it is something in the book though. If you're curious about it, I don't remember the colors off the top of my head, but I think red means they're angry.
Oh, okay.
Just kind of stuff like
Blue is
that.
calm,
Blue, I believe, is calm,
cause
but I think
'cause
it's
it's the color
it's
of their
interesting
planet.
because nobody, I think in the game, right? Because the helots that are in the miniatures game are from the Varuna reactionary force, or
Yep.
the Snake Eaters, and they obviously are wearing not only armor but they're also wearing the pressure suit. So it's like I don't think anyone's ever actually seen a model of a helot that's just like the helot. I don't think there's anything that hasn't been wearing a pressure suit.
Is the Liberto not wearing a pressure suit?
No, because yeah, they're wearing the pressure suit. I'm pretty sure because they just redid the model, which is they redid the Liberto model, and then like not very many people can bring them anymore. Classic CB.
OCB.
Oh yeah, I guess the
Yeah,
new
they're
one
not.
doesn't.
No, they just wear vests and stuff
Oh
like
yeah, look
that.
at that. So here's the thing: it's a terrorist organization. Are they just upsetty spaghetti because of the fact that they're not deep underwater, and that's what makes them so upset?
Yeah, they want to be in the deep ocean.
Yeah, why don't they just go down there and take a chill pill?
Oh, I like on the submachine gun profile, like his little shirt with like a person on it with a line through it with
Yeah,
for the current model.
that's neat. Oh yeah, look at that.
That's adorable.
That's not a submachine gun. That's a pistol, silly.
It's the submachine gun profile though.
I don't care what the profile is,
That's
Mike.
that's what
I don't see it. The submachine gun's on his back. It's not in his hand. What is he doing?
he might have a third hand. You don't know how the anatomy is. We haven't gone to that part yet.
I just went over it.
Oh no, you did. You're right. Dang it.
They have two hands with six fingies.
Well, color me green because I'm embarrassed. Is
Wow,
that is,
dude,
is that the right color?
you did it, dude. That was
Oh,
really cool.
nice.
Is that the right color? All right, so let's talk about the wild ones. Wild one. Not all helots follow the normal life cycle of their kind. The Tete Kulu, often translated as the wild ones, but which is more literally the three-touched, are notably unruly. They insist on remaining in surface areas even as their aggressive tendencies accelerate out of control, and their biochemistry is slow to readjust when they journey deeper into the ocean. What humans have not yet realized, and which only a few of the Kasam, which I think Kasam means like family. It's like a family unit
Mm.
for the helots. And pod legacies. Remember in mythologized, that's a terrible word to try and pronounce, oral history is that the Titi Kulu are the result of genetic experimentation by the Toha. Oh my God,
Those
who came to Varuna
jerks.
long before humanity did. Yeah, God, Toha, what a bunch of jerks. Before humanity did, in an effort to create expendable cannon fodder for their war against the EI. Attempted to heighten the aggressive tendencies of the species. When the Toha were done, they added the most successful subjects to their armies and then abandoned the Umnea colony, which they named after the who are also known as the Helots. All hail. So the crazy helots that go kind of nutsos,
Berserkers.
crazy-o. They are specifically the design of Toha. And I don't think that a unit that was inspired by them has been introduced to them in the game,
Not
but obviously
that I
Toha
know
are like
of.
a half faction.
Yeah. I mean, it's their year, I heard, so we'll probably get it soon.
That's a call to Keith if you're listening to this, Keith. Hope you got a good laugh out of that. Was it Keith or Jay? I don't know. It was one of those two.
Uh,
Constantly going on about the year of the Toha.
I think everyone was going constantly about the year of the Toha when it was
Listen,
announced.
I don't even know what a Toha is. Okay.
It's when you stub your toe, you go toe ah,
Ah!
or an artichoke that is sentient. One of the two.
Wow, dude, that's really cool. All
Yeah.
right, so let's go over land. So Varuna has a few larger land masses where a lot of the industry of the planet tends to be. That's where the spaceports are and all that. And then all of the tourism type stuff tends to be on like floating cities or anything that they can use to just kind of be in the beautiful places of the planet. So obviously, the more industrious parts of the society, I guess, are all based on the bigger land masses. We're going to go over a couple of them. There are significantly more, but if you are interested in that kind of stuff, again, I would recommend you get the RPG book. This is just here to kind of whet your appetite. So the Atlantia Archipelago. The Archipelago is the most populated of Varuna's landmasses, due in part to the enormous influx of tourists from across the human sphere. The natural splendor and the incredible weather draw in vital tourism and off-world trading. Of particular fame is the bustling skewball scene in the Neo Canberra. Acuna Bay is the planet's capital, which is located on the island of Mu. The city's northern district is a tourist paradise where the elegant hotel towers back directly onto the spotless sandy beaches. In the south, the working class districts are constantly pelted by the rain created as ships come in to land at the spaceport. Out of sight of the esplanade, hidden behind the spur of land that creates the bay itself, is the city's cargo port that handles the freight coming in and out of the local spaceport, as well as the orbital elevator in deep water. So I will say most people might hear that and think, wow, that sounds terrible to work in the industrial part. But if that's the part of the island that's constantly raining and gets the sun off of my back, sign me up.
It's cooling you off the most, yeah.
That's what I'm saying. That doesn't sound all that bad.
But it's better that way. So if you're a worker on the planet, you want to be in the rain, the cool area. If you're a tourist, you want to be away from that in the sun cooking.
Yeah, with your mistress.
Well, no, you gotta hide from your ex though. Actually,
So you hide on a beach? That doesn't sound
yeah.
very effective.
Well, there's a beach everywhere.
That's true. The entire island's kind of, or well, yeah, I guess
It's
that's the thing.
technically water.
If you
Yeah.
think about an island, the whole everything around it's a beach
Yeah.
because it's water.
Just like everything's soup.
What? Oh no! Oh
We're back,
no!
baby.
Oh god, that's a callback. All right, so the town of Deepwater. The town of Deepwater houses the primary orbital elevator of Varuna and is a vital center of trade and commerce for the planet. Incredible amounts of goods and personnel pass through the elevator each day, ready for shipment planet-wide. Deepwater is renowned for the phenomena known as the Tower Storm, or the Retet Tunki by the Hellet locals. The
Okay.
combination of the elevator's constant movement and Varuna's atmosphere generates an immense pillar of storm clouds that reaches high into the mesosphere. That's pretty neat.
Can you say that
And just
name
for
again?
for name of what, the town?
The no, the effect with the
Oh,
elevator.
the storm, the tower storm.
Yeah. Yes.
Retet Chunki.
Perfect.
Is that going to be on a soundboard soon?
No, I just wanted to hear it again. I like the way
Okay.
you
Is it
say it.
Mufasa? Say it again. Say it again. So yeah, it's important to know that space elevators are used to bring stuff up and down into space because obviously there's going to be orbitals and spaceports that float around the planet, and
It's
those
cheaper.
are it's probably a lot cheaper than landing a ship on the planet.
Yeah.
So
Getting
just
in and
kind of
out of
something to think about.
orbit.
So Neo Canberra. Neo Canberra is a city steeped in sporting culture and fierce team pride. Nearly every aquatic sport known to man is played in Neo Canberra. The pristine beaches and crystal clear waters surrounding the coastal city being ideal for competition. The people of Neo Canberra are famed for their hot-bloodedness compared to other Varunans. Competition and rivalry reside deep in the Neo-Cambaran heart. The darker side of the city is the treatment of fauna and flora, with entire species being displaced to provide space for the famed skewball arenas and other aquatainment facilities dotting its coast.
Uh,
So I forget what skewball is. In my brain I just kind of imagine it's blitzball
yeah,
from.
that's exactly what I was imagining too. Is
It's
this
probably
is
just
just
blitzball.
blitzball?
And if anybody doesn't know what blitzball is, Final Fantasy X, what are you doing? But there's
Yeah,
people younger than me now, and they may not have ever
you,
played Final Fantasy X.
you can get it on the Switch, and you have to win the blitzball tournament before you can proceed forward in the game.
Yep. And you got
I
to make sure you get that Jack shot. Jack shot's
Yeah,
really
yeah.
important.
Yeah, that's like required.
That's where the money's at.
Yeah,
That's where you get the money shot.
yeah. That
Money shot.
Jet's basically money in their universe is what I'm gonna lie to you about.
Jack's a big jerkhole. I'm gonna say it.
Whoa!
Spoiler alert.
Don't call him a jerk.
He's kind of a jerk. I
Oh,
think he's a real bad silly Billy. There. I said it, guys. I'm sorry I had to use that language, but
this is why we didn't want to take you to Varuna.
anyway. So Arachne is now a Final Fantasy X talking.
this
Final
has
Fantasy
actually just been a long con lead up into
X.
this.
All right. So the next one, Anna Hana.
Anaheim? No.
No, that's a city in California. Silly. Anyway, so the capital of the Hawaii archipelago, the low flat landscape of Tangaroa Island, is given over almost entirely to arable crops. Anahana is a cluster of skyscrapers to the northern coast of the island. Maglev lines extend from the city to the far coast, linking to the cargo ports that carry the processed grains to the markets elsewhere on the planet. So, obviously, every planet needs some source of food. I believe in Pano and maybe most of the human sphere. Most of the food grown is from the Pano planet that also got discontinued that is escaping me for some reason.
Neoterra Bolt, or no,
Nope.
Paradiso.
Nope. It's the other one. The jungle planet.
Yeah, it's Paradiso.
It's not Paradiso, you big silly Billy. It's the other one, the other Pano sectorial that got canceled.
So we got
that got replaced effectively by
so we had the
new
Shock
one.
Army. We had
KST. Shock Army. A Continentio. That one. That's where the majority of the food in the human sphere is made. So obviously you can't completely rely on one planet because one, you got to get all the food there. So obviously you want some growth in your planet. I imagine a lot of Varunans eat fish. There's probably a lot of fish.
Yeah, and seaweed salads everywhere.
Yeah, actually, you know what? That sounds pretty good.
Yeah.
So this is the location of the Nuova Infermia Medical Complex. On the southern coast of Tangaroa Island is a monastery, clinic, and medical research facility operated by the Order of the Hospital. That's the Hospital Knights, if anybody doesn't know that. The Shrine of St. Julian stands in the sea some distance from the complex, constructed from fossilized parabolic coral. A causeway revealed in low tide takes you within 20 meters of the shrine. From there, if you wish to enter, you must dive into the sea and swim through the submerged entrance into the moon pool. So I put that in there specifically because I thought that was rad.
Yeah, moon pool is really fun.
And at this point, I picked out a couple of. I feel like that one. There's a couple of them I picked out because I thought they were super neat. But there's definitely other land masses and all that. Again, just kind of whetting your appetite here. The next one is the Ikateri. Home to a celebrated tradition of brewers, Ikateri is famous for its Varunan helot rum, a concoction made from various algae and purified fish blood, known to the helots as katusum. That sounds kind of dirty. I don't know why. It's katusum. Although the original recipe has been modified to make it more palatable to humans, the drink's origins are marketed to increase the exotic mystique that alcohol holds. Ikateri is known for its close relationship with the helot people, who frequently gain employment. Sorry, I got a little yawn there all of a sudden. In the bars and clubs of Ikateri as bouncers and guards. For tourists interested in the helot culture, Ikateri is usually suggested as their first stop. So it sounds like you're drinking fermented fish blood.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In the form of pina coladas, I assume.
Yeah.
If we're getting tourists.
Can I get the mocktail on that one? Can I get the mocktail? Katusum. Can I have a mocktail Katusum, please?
You'll have the tail in there, I'll tell you that.
I hope so. Oh, that sounds real good. You know what? And on this planet, the little umbrella that they put in the thing, I would probably put over my head so that I don't die of heat exhaustion or heat exposure.
Just dip into the water.
Oh, I forgot. There's no sun in the water. Oh, that's where I can hide.
You've been over this.
Mike, you're really smart. Are you a scientist?
I'm kind of a Varuna like ecologist.
Specialist. Dude, that's rad. That's sick, dude. That's sick. Next one. Palau Utara Island, a quietly kept secret of the Varunan military. Pulau Utaru houses the Varunan Center of Aquatic Warfare, a research and development facility dedicated to providing Pan-Oceania an edge in maritime warfare. Decorated for the development of the cutter tag. Oh my god. As well as the incredibly pressure-resistant alloys used in Pan-Oceanian craft, the underwater facility of the Puliao Utara is one of Varuna's most closely guarded secrets. Don't tell anybody,
Yeah,
Greg.
guys, please don't spread this to anyone else. We were given strict guidelines not to let anyone else know, so
And if you tell anybody and I find out that it's you, I will come to your house and I will publicly shame you.
he'll turn red. Right, red's angry, right?
It turns red right in front of you, and
Yeah,
there's nothing you can do about it because
that
I'm so upset.
is way vocally telling you through colors.
Jeez. All right, so let's talk about the army. The Varuna Quick Reaction Army. The Varuna Quick Reaction Army was formed to secure and protect assets on Varuna after a rise in clandestine attacks by the Helot Liberos. You like how I put like a little accent on there? Liberos. It
That's
definitely wasn't me just yawning.
yeah, that wasn't an accent at all.
All right, well, okay, Mike, you an accent scientist now too?
Yeah, for Varuna.
Oh, I didn't say it in proper Varunian.
Yeah, you
Okay,
gotta
thanks,
use
man.
more gills.
I suppose that makes sense. Specializing in discreet and covert operations, performing silently and swiftly, and with deadly force, they have provided a. I
Valuable.
can't stop yawning, man. What the heck is happening? Specializing in discreet and covert operations, performed silently and swiftly, and with deadly force, they have proved a valuable addition to the Pan-Oceanian military complex. The most famous units in the Quick Reaction Army are the Cutters and the Kamaus, a product of the Blue Sea Anti-Terrorism Project.
I will say, the Kamaus have treated me very well.
Yep.
So,
Hey.
thank you, Varuna.
Thanks for AROing for me, pal.
Yeah.
Good job. Good job, Sniper, MSV2, Kamau in
Uh,
5-man link team.
what do you mean, sniper? I'm taking a +1 Feuerbach.
Fearbox good. Don't get me wrong. Fine. Whatever. I don't
Do
care.
they,
What are
do
you?
they
What are you, a Kamau scientist now?
no, just an enthusiast. Yeah.
Okay, makes sense.
Yeah, I'm not a
So
scientist
the
and everything.
you know what? Just let me. I'm gonna get this yawn out now.
Yeah, that's all right. The Varuna logo is like an eyeball, with the two colors of around it. There's on the left side it's white, on the right side it's blue, but like ocean blue.
They're also called the Snake Eaters, which I believe is a Polynesian reference. I believe. Let's see if the notes say it. So the Snake Eaters. Varuna is the oceanic planet, an idyllic paradise, the dream destination of any pan-oceanian, with hundreds of islands and beaches, but it is also a scene of planetary storms that can strike anywhere,
Uh
crisscrossing it from one place to another. This planet, which has been defined as having the highest standard of living in the entire sphere, sheesh, is also the headquarters and training ground of the hardest, if you know what I'm saying, hardest military force in all of Pan-Oceania, the
Hoorah.
Immediate Reaction Division. Because of its operational profile as a special operations force, this force has been nicknamed the Snake Eaters. And its main mission is to be the first to face any threat against the hyperpower or its interests. The Immediate Reaction Division and Varunan Army is made up of Varuna's best and brightest. Many of its regiments have earned themselves renown amongst their peers. The Orc troops of the Varuna Division are famed for their skill traversing aquatic terrain, as well as moving quickly and quietly, quite the feat for a soldier in powered armor without any stealth technology. Enemies have taken to calling the Varunan heavy armor specialists goddamn sharks. That's a little bit of a Boston accent
I
in there.
I
That's not a Varunan
I
accent.
wish they were sharks though.
That would be, dude. That'd be sick.
Yeah, they'd be really cool if they were sharks.
Cool, dude. That'd be sick, sick, dude. Which more often than not is a point of pride for the troopers. These orcs commonly work in mixed teams with other forces, such as the Kamau, to achieve tactical supremacy. And there are a few warriors you would rather have.
Are you boring
I'm dying.
yourself
I'm dying.
or
No, dude. I had a really carb loaded dinner, and I'm dying.
oh, like do some push-ups real quick.
No,
Okay, I tried.
I just got back from the gym. All right, guys, what are you doing? These orcs commonly work in mixed teams with other forces, such as the Kamau, to achieve tactical supremacy. And there are a few warriors you would rather have at your back. The Kamau represent some of Varuna's best operatives abroad and at home, and are commonly planted in other units to lend their expertise. They are trained to integrate in units quickly and earn their trust and respect of their fellow soldiers before applying their talents, be it counter-terrorism or aggressive infiltration. Famous units include Echo Bravo, the Ready Reaction Unit, the Pride of the Immediate Reaction Division. These soldiers act as special ops paratroopers, deploying in the worst situations and turning it to their favor. They refer to themselves as the true Snake Eaters and run their training operations in stormy weather on the abandoned oceanic platforms that dot Varuna. Another famed unit is the Zulu Cobras, the Special Reaction and Intervention Group. The unit acts as special operation infiltrators and skirmishers and are known for their brutally effective tactics. Descending from a fusion of the Australian Zeta unit and the Indian Cobra anti-terrorism group, they share the motto that
Say it. Say it.
I don't even know those letters. I don't even know how to pronounce it, but it is glory or death in English.
You don't know Hindi? Come on.
Yeah, I don't know how to speak Hindu. Oh no. Does that make me a bad person, Mike?
I thought you were prepared for this episode.
I thought I was ready, but I can't pronounce something I don't even know. I don't even know how to read.
I thought you picked up the whole language while they were discontinued, so when you
Mm.
came back, you could speak it fluently.
I would be at my best. Yeah, I wanted to make sure I was at my best when I finally came back. So obviously these are all units that people have probably heard of, especially if you've played anybody that's or have played Varuna. Don't look at me, Mike.
I'm just watching him yawn constantly.
I can't stop yawning.
He's embarrassed.
I'm such a failure. I've failed Arachne. I've failed you, the viewers. I'm
He's
so
turned
sorry.
purple in embarrassment.
I ate the Lifty McFizzle drink or whatever, and I'm just ruined. I'm just ruined.
The
man.
Lifty McFizzle drink?
Yeah, that's what I said, Mike. Are you a Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory scientist?
No, I'm on Varuna right now, talking about Varunians.
Oh, okay. That makes sense. All right, so we've kind of gone over the lore each of the like the overview of it. So what we're gonna do is go over the more specific lore for each of the units, and we will talk about the profiles that are available to them as of the time of recording, which is late 2025. So I'm gonna yawn one more time.
And then we're going to profile these models.
Zulu Cobras are proud heirs to two historically notable elite units, and as such, they have elected to honor their roots to their regimental code name. Zulu stands for the Z Special Unit, a majority Australian Allied Special Forces that operated in the Pacific during World War II. Cobra alludes to the illustrious Cobra commandos of the Indian Police Force, a unit that specialized in asymmetrical warfare and jungle survival. Modern Varuna's Reconnaissance and Special Intervention Group, which is called RSIG, covers the competencies of both of its precursor units, resulting in a rapid deployment special forces team at home in both amphibian and jungle warfare. Their unique operational profile sets them apart from the bulk of the Pan-Oceanian military, and in their isolation as a forward reconnaissance asset, they have developed their own ethos and regimental customs. As the sun sets, Zulu Cobras abandon their camps and head toward the absolute vanguard of the front. Some of them adorn their face plates in the likeness of death. Death! Like ancient warriors, consensus among Pan-Oceanian soldiers dictates that Zulu Cobras are more than a little unhinged, and everyone gives them a wide berth as they emerge from their quarters. Who wants to get in the way of death's duty? So obviously, the historical implication of Australians in the Pacific in World War II, there's a lot of stuff that happened in Burma, which if you are interested in that kind of stuff, the Australians, or I guess it was the Indians, I guess Burma had a little bit of it because I know the Chindits and all that, they had a whole thing going on. But the Burma area of the World War II uh, conflict was actually like it's actually kind of like shockingly interesting because of the fact that the Japanese just could not get through into India. Obviously the British Raj was very worried about having a bunch of Japanese soldiers running around burning their country to the ground. So they were very interested in stopping them in the Burmese jungle. It is a very awful place. I'll just put it that way. So if you're interested in any of the history that is leading into some of these things, I definitely recommend you look into that. They're still finding bodies. It is a horrible part of human history, but it does go to remind you to appreciate the things that we have already. But just know that the Zulu Cobras they're kind of like supposed to be like that. They're supposed to be like Burmese death fighters, I think, as far as I can tell.
That information is not in any of the RPG books. That's going to be in some actual history books.
Yeah, that's real life. That's real life,
Yeah.
baby. So the Zulu Cobras, as far as I'm aware, they've only had. Is it only the three models? It's the Jammer, the Spitfire, and the Hacker one.
Uh, as a expert person installing while I Google things, I'm going to inform you that there is only 3 models,
Okay, I think it's the only three.
and
And currently,
they're all
good.
out of print.
They sure are because the army's not in the game anymore. But
Yeah.
Zulu are still in vanilla, at least in vanilla. I don't think I saw them in the other ones. I admit I didn't look all that hard because I don't really care. Two, I'm stupid. So I know that they're at least in vanilla, and their profile has remained pretty effectively the same. Because as someone who actually played Varuna, I know I use Zulu Cobras. Anybody with a jammer obviously deserves some respect, especially in the last edition. But the profile goes as such: it is a 4/4 movement, 14 CC, 13 BS, 11 Fizz, 13 Whip, 1 Armor, 0 BTS, 1 Wound or Vita, Silhouette 2, and Availability 2. They come with Camouflage, Forward Deployment 4, Mimetism 3, Stealth, Surprise Attack 3, and Terrain Total. Terrain Total obviously supposed to be representing them running around in the jungle in the water. So I guess that
Yep.
just extends to the fact that they know how to climb over rocks. You know, trees and rocks, practically the
Same
same thing.
same thing.
Same thing.
Yeah.
And as far as I'm aware, there's
4
only
profiles.
there's 4 profiles.
Yep. You
All right,
in your
go
notes,
over it.
your all right. So the first profile is sensor, triangulated fire, combi rifle, jammer, assault pistol, CC weapon, 23 points. Then we have the forward observer with a breaker combi rifle, not plasma. Uh,
Plasma.
yeah,
Whoa.
plasma Spitfire. Take that, Keith. No, so it's a forward observer with a breaker combi rifle, flash pulse pistol, CC weapon for 24 points. We have a hacker breaker combi rifle, pistol, CC weapon, killer hacking device, 25 points, no swick. And then the last one is a Spitfire pistol CC weapon, 1.5 swick for 25 points.
I think they still got game.
Yeah, the game's still around.
I hate you. So I think that the Zulu, the Cobras, I feel like you don't really see them in vanilla just because if you're playing vanilla Pano, there's like, you're probably playing like a tag list. You know what I mean?
You're going a little heavier, I feel
Yeah.
like.
I feel like I think this profile's sound though. I mean, 23 points for a jammer. I mean, hell, that ain't bad. I mean, they're only whip 13, so you're obviously not like a mutt by any means, but
Yeah, you
I
got
mean,
a forward
jammer's a jammer.
deployment, camouflage.
It's a great soft ARO in my opinion.
Yeah. And then take the hacker with the no SWC would also be pretty fun.
Well, I don't say most. There's a lot of killer hackers that don't
Uh,
actually cost a swick, so it's kind of like, yeah, it's fine. A breaker combi rifle on something that can hollow or what is it? Hollow mask. Yeah, hollow mask. Because of the killer hacking device, I think is. I mean, I'm sure it could be useful somewhere. I think there was some discussion that I saw when I was playing the game more that breaker is almost worse than just a regular combi because most of the time BTS is so much better than like armor.
hey,
So
speak
it's
speak for your own faction.
yeah. So breaker's really good against Ariadne unless you're playing against a blackjack which has BTS 3. Oh my god.
Yeah, well, good luck.
Good luck getting through that.
Way better than the
Zulu
armor.
Cobra. So yeah, I like it. I mean, any camouflage token that can have a Spitfire. I mean, with Mim on it, so at least you're running around with a Viz mod with surprise attack. I mean,
Yeah, you're a little bit protected.
I think there's some game of that. I mean, BS13, hell yeah.
Hell yeah, bro.
Most people be playing, or like Nomads would be paying a premium for that BS13. And you have terrain total busted.
At that point, basically, the game's yours.
Yeah, I mean, this guy just pays for himself. Just think about it.
Uh, or girl.
Or a girl. That's true. There is a girl. There is a girl sculpt. She's got
There
very
is.
big ponytail.
Very long, yeah.
It's very big and very
It's not the
pointed.
longest we've had in the game.
It's true. It is true. So she's got to step it up. That ponytail. That's
We should
rookie
do
numbers.
like a ranking chart for all the female models and base them on their ponytail lengths.
Ah, yeah, like a
Yeah,
tier list.
yeah,
Yeah, there you go. Okay, that's fair. All right, well, are you ready to talk about the next profile, sir?
yeah. I'll talk about the next profile if you want to.
Okay, it's called the Kamau.
Meow.
Meow. Kamau means quiet warrior in the Kik- Kikuyu.
You're doing great.
Thanks, man. Which is Kenyan, apparently. The Kikuyu. These are the best troops in Pan-Oceania's Fast Intervention Division. Their headquarters is on Varuna, where they comprise the main body of the army. In order to operate in a mainly aquatic environment, such as Varuna, the intervention teams are experts in amphibious activities. The Kamau have proved to be excellent soldiers both in and out of the water, using highly specialized skills and abilities. Shut up, Mike. Nowadays, they constitute the nucleus of Blue Sea, an anti terrorist program developed to confront the Libertos, rebel natives from Varuna. The Kamau role in Blue Sea includes taking offensive operations to prevent, stop, and respond to terrorist activities and incidents. Thanks to their flexible, broad spectrum training, the Kamau can function as a main force or as an active support in circumstances of in interagency cooperation. It is well known that the Kamau amphibious intervention teams are one of the few Pan-Oceanian units. Wow, that came out really bad. Pan-Oceanian units that possesses total authorization to take preventative actions against terrorist organizations and groups. In addition to all this, they are great surfers. Yo, dude, rad.
Nice.
It's going with that swell, bro.
They're like that. They're like that penguin surfing movie.
I think it's called Surfs Up. I think it's made of.
Yeah, totally.
I'm actually a Surfs Up scientist.
For the penguins or the surfing?
No, for the movie. The movie Surfs Up.
But like, do you analyze the penguins or the
I'm
surfing
gonna
side of
I'm
it,
gonna I'm gonna analyze you if
or
you
like
don't knock
the
it off.
exterior of the DVD?
No, it's definitely the exterior of the DVD.
Okay, okay. All right.
I like the colors are really nice.
So
So the sculpts for this, I believe there are 5 of them because there's the 4 from the. There's got to be more than that. There must be like 6 because there's the old one that everybody called the old cow. I remember that one.
the
I
old
remember that sculpt.
cow.
Yeah, that was like N2 days. That was the one of the first models I bought actually for this game. Kamau, man, she was old Betsy. Man, she was chunky. She was a chunky girl. What can I say?
Chonky.
She's got some chonk. And then there are the Swick ones where you get the hacker, the sniper, and the rocket launcher, I do believe. And then I think there's a Kamau with a combi rifle in one of the starters. I think it might be the Varuna starter. So I want to say there's like 5 or 6 sculpts for this.
Varuna starter. There was 3. Panocia booster pack beta. There was the hacker.
Mhm.
Uh, and 3 other models that look older. That
Okay, so yeah, they must have had a couple. Well, there you go. That's what you get. Wow, man, Infinity Army failing me here, huh? All right, go ahead and talk about the profiles.
yeah, so we're gonna be talking about the profiles, and I know exactly where they
The, pro,
are, and
the
I have,
profiles for Cusco. the
and I
profiles.
definitely
You're gonna
wasn't
give
looking
Cusco.
for it earlier, and I still can't find it under vanilla.
That might not be in there because they weren't actually. They may not be in the game anymore.
No,
No, don't do this to me. I love them.
everything I had. Um,
You took everything.
so we're gonna go off of the human sphere profiles then for N4.
Yeah, I think Kamau's might not be in the game anymore.
Yeah, so their stat line or their information is probably going to change with them coming back with N5.
Mm-hmm.
So it should be curious on what they get. So they are line troopers, light infantry. They're move 4-4, CC 15, BS 13, Fizz 11, Whip 13, Armor 1, BTS 6, Wound slash Structure 1, Silhouette 2. They have immunity shock, mimetism -3, stealth, and terrain aquatic.
Sick.
They have a lot of profiles.
Yes, they do.
Yeah, I'm
Just
gonna.
go for like just some of the highlights.
All right, so the only Varuna only profile which we'll do is the last one, which allows you to have it as a lieutenant, combi rifle, and it's only 20 points. The rest, I'll leave up to your
Worthless.
imagination. They have a multispectral visor, level 2 multi sniper for 32 points and 1.5 SWIC.
That's a
Uh,
classic, man. That you saw that sucker all the time.
oh yeah, the same heavy rocket launcher, submachine gun, 23 points, 1.5 SWIC. You got your medic, paramedic with a med kit, 22 points. Hacking device hacker, 25 and point 0.5 SWIC. Heavy machine gun, 28 points, 1 SWIC, and then regular combi rifle, 20 points.
Heavy machine gun. The
That's
Kamau. The Kamau is also analogous to the Nice from Slavomir. There's a lot of overlap. And then there was a lot of overlap of the I think the Bagmari was supposed to be the Kamau of Akon. Akon Cementio.
sure.
Yeah, don't worry about it, guys. It's fine. And I will say the cool thing about the hacking device profile for this was it was one of the few hacking. I say cheap, relatively speaking, but it had BTS 6, which is not bad for a hacker.
I do
It's
I do
not
like
terrible.
the old hacking model for it because it
Yeah,
had like a Polaroid picture thing in its hand that you used for hacking. It just looked cool.
yeah,
And when I say cool, I mean it looked goofy as hell, but I love goofy models.
it's true. You're still looking for that first McMorning, right?
McMorning, McMurrow.
No, that's what I said.
Yeah, I want the first print of McMurrow with his human cloud sword and everything.
Cloud sword. But anyway, yeah. So the Kamau, if there is a Varuna sectorial, they gotta have Kamau's. They're classic, and it was one of the models that could get to BS 19 when
Yeah,
you took all the bonuses in with MSV2. It's hard to beat. You were running into the open and hoping that they didn't hit you very well on those 2 dice. Most of the time, they just murder you. That's a good feeling. Anyway, so next we're going to talk about the
murder.
orcs. The orcs, real quick. So this will be quick. It's literally the exact same profile as the regular orcs. They are not in the game anymore, but back in the day they used to have stealth. They were just an orc profile with stealth, and you could put them in teams. So it was a good unit filler for something with a few more wounds, in my opinion. Because I think orcs usually roam around like 30-ish points because they're pretty. I think orcs are great for their cost, quite honestly.
Yeah. Then you got the named orc.
Sure do. You got Patsy. So Patsy Garnett was the Orc Troops Varuna Division NCO. She has pretty much a lot of the same stats. She also had Fizz 14. I think she might have had one Fizz higher because she's 14. I want to say Orcs are 13. No, they are 14 as well. She has
Yeah.
one. Of course, you gotta love Pano with her classic, amazing whip. The regular Orc Troopers are with 12, but you can tell Patsy she's been hitting the books hard. She's with 13,
That's how she got her
and
name. She was smarter than the rest.
that's true. That's very true. And she is the same, and otherwise. And I, of course, took a picture that. Oh, it's because it's hidden behind this other thing.
What are you trying to look at?
I was
For
trying to look at her.
loadouts?
I was trying to look at her loadout.
Yeah, I got you.
I think she's still
So
good.
she's got a submachine gun, emitter, grenades, decharges, flash pulse, pistol, shock close combat weapon at PIS 6 for 34 points. She has Warhorse, Immunity Shock, Fort Observer, Stealth, NCO, Terrain Total, Fire Team Master, Healut. That that's what it says.
She does have that. That's true. And NCO and stealth and terrain total.
Oh, I thought I said that. My bad.
Sorry, you might have.
That's all
I was,
right.
I was looking at I was looking at a different order. Yeah, I will say the fire team master thing is kind of interesting because that makes the Hellet orders regular, I do believe.
Yeah.
Obviously, people probably don't play with that stuff because it's fun, and they're too busy bringing tags to crush their enemies in front of them. But it is an interesting idea to have Patsy be
Oh,
the owner of some fine Hellet fodder.
she has a couple of quotes on Human Sphere. Do you want me to read them?
Have at it.
I'm not here to make waves. I'm here to ride them. The best way to win is to have fun, and the best way to have fun is to win.
Hmm. Hmm.
I assume that's how she sounds.
I mean,
Like
it sounded great to me, man.
yeah. I have the voice of a woman in orc armor that stands in 100% humidity in the sun all day.
Can you imagine standing in that? Anyway, I guess at that point it might be a good idea to talk about the Helot Militia, which actually aren't in my notes somehow. I forgot they didn't put those in there. So Helot Militia are the little aliens that usually the one you're going to bump into is the light rocket launcher. That's the one everybody takes because it's the best profile and also the cheapest for some reason. Except, excuse me, the shock marksman rifle is 1 point cheaper, but you're probably not going to take that. No, the other one is cheap.
Yeah, woo.
What is happening? Anyway, so 4-4, CC12, BS11, Fizz 10, Whip 12, Armor 0, BTS 0, 1 wound, Silhouette 2. You can bring 2 of them. So yeah, you usually just see these aliens show up as little
They're people
ARO
too.
turrets because they have neurosynetics. What?
They're people too.
I don't know about that. I don't know
They're
how
not,
it works for
they're not
alien life.
humans, but they're people.
That's true. They're not mammals.
No, they're 100% not mammals
They're
because they're
fish
people.
Fish. Well, what about whales? Aren't whales mammals?
Yeah, but they're different.
Oh, okay. Oh, when you say it like that, I guess I didn't think of it like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, they have immunity to shock, neurosynetics, stealth, and terrain aquatic. You just bring the light rocket launcher. You did it. You won. You bring 2 of them.
They're regular, no cube.
They are regular. Yep. And unless you bring Patsy, which I believe that does make them regular.
They have
You can't bring a Harris.
They have FTO profiles, and then they have their camouflage profiles.
Yep. And if you don't bring the camouflage profile, which you'd be dumb to do that in all honesty, you get sensor.
Well, if you're taking them in a link team with Patsy.
Yeah, in that case, you have to bring the sensor.
You have to bring the FTO ones.
Yep.
So you wouldn't be dumb for doing that then. Don't.
If you're doing
don't
that
worry.
particular thing.
Don't worry about him calling you guys dumb. I'm here
just
to tell him that he's wrong.
No, I'm dumb.
You guys are the smartest people because you're listening to Arachne.
Arachne. All right. Anyway, so the one that everybody's been waiting for, it's the Cutter.
Ooh.
So Nemo nas effugit, which means nobody escapes from us, which is the model of the Naval Chasseur Regiment. The Cutter is a remote presence armored gear model used by the Varuna Chasseurs Regiment of the Rapid Intervention Division. It was conceived for undercover operations and amphibious or underwater operations. Its design includes sound suppressing equipment and an environment adaptive skin capable of changing its reflective, radiative, and electrical properties at will, effectively canceling its optic and thermal output. In the interest of maneuverability and stealth, its principal design requirements, it has foregone the use of a secondary weapon. Cutter units are also used by the Armored Division of the Blue Sea Anti-Terrorism Project. They are responsible for undercover insertions in highly volatile areas, with their operational remit also includes punitive actions and control of operational perimeters to avoid target withdrawal. Could you imagine just like a little, just like a noise complaint? It's a little noise complaint thing. Cutter just kicks your door down. It's too loud. Multi HMGs.
There's a curfew.
Present hall pass.
Go to sleep.
Jeez. All right. Anyway, so the Cutter. Yeah, you've heard of it. Everybody, you've fought a Cutter at some point. They're very, very common. They're good.
Yeah.
They're real good. So they're 6'4" movement, 18 cc, BS 15, Fizz 15, Whip 12, Armor 8, BTS 6, Structure 3, Silhouette 7, and you can bring one of them.
Juan.
So I got. Go ahead. No, it's fine, Mike. Whatever. Go ahead.
I was just echoing your sentiment of saying you can only bring one. I said Juan.
One Qatar, and there's 2 profiles. You can bring the lieutenant profile, which will increase its SWIC by 0.5. It'd be 2.5 and 95 points, but it does lower the price of the model by 2. Or you can bring the NCO version, which is the exact same loadout, but you pay 2 extra points, but it's less SWIC.
Yeah, trade-off.
I guess that's the value of SWIC is point is 2 points. I guess. That's one thing about Infinity that confuses me is sometimes I feel like the points are just kind of arbitrary in a lot of ways. Not sure what they were thinking with that one, but it's great. I should probably go over the skills. It's got ECM guided -6. It's probably not as big of a thing nowadays, but still there. BS attack -1, which makes it +1 piss for intents and purposes.
Yeah.
It's got camouflage for a tag. Dude, that's crazy. It's got courage. It's got dodge, but you can only dodge on a 11.
Yep.
What a loser. The gizmo kit is Fizz 13, so you repair it on 13. It's got hidden deployment, mimetism 6, remote presence, surprise attack plus -3, and terrain aquatic. This thing used to have ODD back in the day, so you could actually burn off the camo.
I miss that.
Yeah, I do too. I think that is one of the things I wish CB would bring back.
I like fire
Fire is fun,
because it was fun with the US Ariadne.
and I think it helps factions that have a lot of problems killing high mim models by giving them a way to stop mim models. Whatever.
We now also have a crab ancillary remote unit with it. Crab. It's mimetism -3, dodge +3, special operative.
No weapons though.
Ancillary, terrain aquatic. I want them to make a fish model of this, or like, it's a crab, I guess. I want them to make it more crab-like then.
I don't know. I think the new
So I can
ancillary robots kind of look like crabs.
I want the little pinchers though.
Pinch.
Give me the little pinchers, bro.
It should be said that the thing that the cutter, obviously the cutter is very different than most other tags. One, it's got a very high BS because it's Pano. BS 15's, if not the highest.
Yeah.
I don't know if anybody has anything higher than 15. There's a couple models at 15, but it's very rare. And
highest CC.
It has decent CC. I wouldn't say it's high at only 18 with no skills. I mean, you could probably punch this thing. It's probably fine. Armor 8, which is interesting when you combine it with the Mim 6 because it makes it very difficult to put this friggin' thing down, especially if they're able to repair it with a, let's just say, a really, really cheap engineer that might exist in the Pano roster. You know, one that's not very modest. Got like a robot hand.
There's one thing I do then. Total control.
Total control the cutter.
Make it so they have to deal with their own model that they can barely hurt.
And it should also be said that the model does not have a template weapon for close defense, which is something that most other tags have. They usually have like a flamethrower or something like that. So it's just important to remember that if you can't get close to him, it's one way to kind of neuter him is to just put some fairly okay melee model in base with him. If he's not in camo state, which is kind of usually most good players are gonna have the cutter run up, kill literally everything that's standing, and then go right back into camo.
Yeah, never take it out of camo.
Yep. And I think that's it. I think that's all of the profiles that are specifically Varuna. I believe. If I'm wrong, don't tell me. Keep me in suspense.
I'll keep you in suspense then.
Thanks, man. Am I wrong? Is there another unit?
Would you say Krokman or Varuna?
I think I actually looked this up. Krokmen are specifically Paradiso, and I believe that they're more tied to Akon than they are Varuna. I did look it up.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Because Krokmen are essentially just specific. I don't even say specifically trained. I think it was like a specific regiment of Fusiliers, I want to say. Which is why they wear Fusilier armor. Way ahead of you. I did prepare for this episode, Mike.
How about this one guy I think's only in Varuna Warcore?
How could I forget him? He's obviously on Varuna on a vacation, and all of a sudden he just gets dragged into, he gets swept up into the noise complaint that the cutter's trying to fix.
Now I'm gonna write an article about this.
I'm gonna use my journalism skill, which hasn't been used in like 3 editions. It's gonna be great.
Bring back journalism's importance. Yeah.
Yeah, get the importance, please. Please, CB, bring back the importance. All right, Mike. That's it. I think that's for the most part some of the highlights about Varuna, and we're right on time. So I think as a final thought, I think Varuna is really, really interesting. I have always enjoyed water worlds. I always find those interesting in sci-fi just because water presents a lot of issues because you can't stand on it unless you're Jesus. But I'm not Jesus.
Or you get boat shoes.
Because
they're
true.
both. Yeah.
That's true. Yeah, that means you can stand on the water because your shoes are boats. Oh my God.
See, I got you.
What? See, like the water.
All right, we did it, Mike. Oh wait, no, it's you. We did it,
Oh,
Dr.
I'm supposed
G.
to say that
we
part.
talked about Varuna.
We sure did, Mike. Is there anything you want to tell everybody?
Um, yeah, guys, hear me out. We would love some 5-star reviews. I don't even feel bad having to ask them since uh the more of them that what is I'm just gonna I can't read the script. I'm
Just
just gonna
ad lib it.
say it.
Just
Yeah.
ad lib it.
So I need an adjective, a verb, and all right, guys, hear me out. We'd love some 5-star reviews. Um, any critique, any comments help go a long way in us making this show better. And we would love to expand this network to bring in more people to listen to us and our kookiness and all of our soup theories. Um, please share with your friends, family, pets, enemies, especially your enemies, if you want to show them this and make them watch all of it. I think that'd
Hmm.
be almost torture.
So,
So do that.
as a quick aside, Benjamin Franklin, one of the things he always said, in order to make an enemy into your friend, you ask them for a favor, and then they feel compelled to like you. That's
Mm,
something that he did. One of his like worst enemies, he asked them to like borrow a book or something, and then they became friends.
I thought you were gonna bribe them. So where you can find us, you can find me on Discord at Inventor of Soup or inventorofsoup at gmail.com. Where can they find you, Dr. D?
They can find me. I'm Dr. D. I'm dr.d on Discord as Dr. D, dr.d, or you can email me at furypainting@gmail.com.
Yeah, and we'd also like to thank all the people in the background helping us run this podcast. We have Kara and Tim, and also Dr. D, who just put out a battle report for
Sure.
Blood and Plunder.
That is true. We are going to start doing battle reports. They are very much like guerrilla miniature style, or the I don't actually know how they do it these days, but mini wargaming type style, where it's you hold onto the camera with my hands. I know some people have problems with motion sickness, but it is just the easiest way to do it, and I can get it out and I can literally just like do my own cuts. It makes it so much easier to make the videos. So if you're not a big fan of that type of battle reporting, I'm sorry. We might be able to do other battle reportings if there's like enough of an outcry. But if there was ever a time to make a vocal request of any of the things that we do here, now is the time. We do intend to do battle reports for other games. Infinity is going to be one of them. It's just a matter of getting everything ready for it. We're going to do our best to make sure everything's painted or at least have some kind of color on it. It may not always be the case. There might be a little proxying and all that, but we're going to do our best because this whole operation is there's not a lot of us. It's literally just kind of the people you hear.
Hey,
So it takes a lot of work to do a lot of cool stuff, but we are willing to do it if people want it. And if you have any requests for things that we talk about, things that we do episodes of, things we do on the stream on Professional Casual Network on Mondays, Sundays, and Thursdays, then make sure you reach out and talk to us. We're both very friendly. I'm probably the most reliable on Discord. If you email me and you don't hear back from me, it's because for some reason the email eternally will never actually send me alerts when I get emails. So it's only when I check it. But we really appreciate you guys listening. We love you guys. We're trying to make more stuff. I know Infinity's been a little on the light side just because of the fact that well, honestly, I just don't really know what to talk about a lot of times. And I think that's why people like these lore episodes. And I know that there's a Nova episode coming because Soup did go to Nova.
yeah, we got inside scoop.
Sure did. So, yes, I do. I see the numbers and all that stuff. I know people want more Infinity stuff. I really appreciate it. There is more on the horizon. We just got a lot of stuff going on, and I'm in the middle of buying a business, so I've been kind of busy. But yeah, we know you're there. We're making stuff. We're always doing something. We're never sitting on our laurels. But if there's anything in particular that you would like to see or hear, make sure you reach out to either me or Mike, and we will assuage your fear.
Yeah.
So yeah,
So, thanks for listening, Nomads. Make sure to keep it popping out there and don't let Aleph get you.
bye.
Adios.